This is going to be the only location on this entire tour, coast to coast, where two big boys are going to be parked right next to each other. And if you've never seen one in person, you can't really truly appreciate the size until you see someone standing next to it. To say this is a beast of a locomotive is an understatement. And speaking of hotels, every hotel in the area here is sold out. This city is going to be overwhelmed with people, to say the least. That's what you call being at the right place at a very lucky time. I had no anticipation that was coming through. Perseverance has paid off. We're just 3 short days away from the arrival of Union Pacific's big boy number 4014, making its way into northeast Pennsylvania, coming down from Binghamton. And since we're just a few days away, I'm definitely feeling the excitement and anticipation, as is much of the area. It's been trending pretty much everywhere. News stations, newspapers, Facebook groups, so on and so forth. So the excitement is building. And that's getting me in the mood to check out a few things today. Not only of where Big Boy's going to be stopping at, but also some of the track it's going to be riding on, but also catching a train in action today as well. I've been tracking Norfolk Southern's 13Z coming down from Binghamton today with 3 lead units. And depending on the arrival time and location we're at, we may possibly catch that. I do have my radio with me as well, listening for any chatter for updates on locations and hotbox detectors. But right now we're heading to the Reading and Northern's Pittston yard, just to give you an idea how things look there. Then we're going to head over by Steamtown, show you how things look over there, and then we may or may not see something else. So you're invited to come along with me as we anticipate the arrival of Union Pacific's big boy. We are now entering the outskirts of Reading and Northern's Pittston yard / Coxton yard, and you're going to notice a few things on the telephone poles. There's these yellow signs, as well as a rope on the right hand side with all these white signs. That is no trespassing. This yard and station area is going to be closed to the public. It's going to be open for a ticketed guests only. So anyone wanting to see the big boy here is going to see it right here from the roadway. But we will take a ride in there and just talk about a few quick things. Now here at the yard, there's going to be a few things taking place. Now the train is not stopping here until, I believe, Sunday. So Saturday it's coming down across the Nicholson Viaduct, Tunkhannock Viaduct from Binghamton, heading to Nesquehoning for an excursion on Sunday. That excursion's running from Nesquehoning to here at the Pittston yard. And it's going to be running along with 2102, the T1 locomotive. Now both trains are anticipated to arrive here not far apart from each other. And as I mentioned, this property is going to be closed to the public. You're only going to be allowed to view from public areas, sidewalks, and roadways if it's safe enough. But they do have it roped off and posted, so anyone that does attempt to cross that boundary, well, you're going to be subject to a penalty, of course. And no one wants to be the face of that happening. So all I could say is heed the warnings, respect the signs. There is going to be plenty of viewing opportunities, but this track right here, though, most likely it's going to be used to turn the trains around. Definitely the T1 and a good probability of 4014. There is a Y here, WYE. So the trains will arrive on that end the way we came, head in towards the station platform, and then once everyone's unloaded, the train will go on a track behind the trees there, which merges over there, and then it'll connect onto this, go across, and then back up to get on the line to head out for its arrival to Steamtown for Monday. So from what I heard, most likely both locomotives will be turned around on the Y, and if that is the case, it's going to be traveling right here next to the road for some great viewing opportunities. But at the very least, you'll be able to see them arriving into the yard here. They also have 2 water tankers here, providing the necessary water for those steam locomotives. And I saw that they actually have a tender, I think it's 425's water tender, sitting at the mountaintop yard there as well. So A lot of anticipation, a lot of preparation. Things are building, both excitement and checking things off to make sure everything is going to go according to plan, smoothly and safely. Now, if things do go according to plan, I will be in this area on e-bike with some friends who are joining me as well. And we'll be able to hopefully get a view of something taking place here. But let's get back in the vehicle, check on the progress of Norfolk Southern 13Z, because we may have to head to that location soon to catch it. Otherwise, we're gonna head north towards, well, I guess towards Steamtown, unless we find something else along the way. Alrighty, I got confirmation 13Z is on the way past Glenburn at milepost 662, and it is on the approach coming towards the Wilkes-Barre area. So we're going to a nearby location that I filmed plenty of 13Zs at, and hopefully, if we get there in time and the rain holds off, I'll be able to catch it with not one, but 2 different cameras. Fingers crossed it works out. All right, we're here, and I think I made it in time. So normally, I catch the trains over there at that crossing. But just for a change of pace and scenery, we are here at this crossing. So we'll get it coming around the bend here, get some great horn action, both approaching us and passing us. I'm gonna be holding you guys handheld, and I have my X5 mounted to the gate, so when it rises, the camera is going to tilt facing the train, and also I could manipulate the image during editing to have it showing the train passing by as well. That way I could get a great shot of the train up close, but I could physically be far enough away to be safe. It's been about 15 minutes since my last clip that I made, and I thought by now the train would be here. I either arrived way too early or possibly too late and already missed it. And the funny thing is that the Facebook group that I follow and the individual who gives me updates on 13Z on the Sunbury line, well, there's no longer any updates. So I don't know if the train had an emergency stop or a crew change or what's going on, but it probably should have been here by now. This is milepost 681, and the last update was from 662, about an hour ago. So I think it should have been here by now. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I keep checking for updates, but there is a chance that we may have already missed it. Perseverance has paid off. I was gonna give myself another 5 minutes, and in the distance, I heard the horns at another crossing. It is on the approach. There we go. Well, it wasn't a big boy, and it wasn't a steam train, but train's a train. I don't know why these gates are still down too. It should have been up by now. Well, there was a nice mixed manifest of freight. Everything from box cars to center beams at lumber, covered hopper cars, gondolas, tankers, so. Oh, there they go. Like, I hope I didn't do anything to trigger that. It's stuck down. All right, back in the vehicle. To Steamtown we go. Welcome to the Electric City, downtown Scranton. There's the beautiful Radisson-Lackawanna station on the left. And speaking of hotels, every hotel in the area here is sold out. This city is going to be overwhelmed with people, to say the least. There are a few hotels within the downtown area here, a few on the outskirts, and others in nearby towns, and nearly all of them are sold out completely for this coming weekend and into next week, because the first time public is going to see it at Steamtown is going to be Monday, June 15th. But there's a few things I'm going to share that have already been announced, but in case you're not aware and are planning to come to Steamtown, it's not going to be like it normally is. There's going to be a lot of changes and restrictions and other things that need to be addressed that most people are aware of, but in case you're not, I will cover what I do know off the top of my head. But I do encourage you to at least plan ahead of time, do some research, find out what you can and can't do, where you can and can't go, and don't plan on parking at Steamtown. They're going to be doing shuttling at the University of Scranton and also PNC Field and Music. They're going to be running shuttles to Steamtown from there, as well as other parking areas in downtown area that you do have to pay to park, but you won't be parking at Steamtown. But I will show you where you can park if you are lucky enough and where you will be entering. But let's get over there first and then I'll explain more. Now here's where you turn to go to Steamtown, and you would just stay straight. It'll take you right into it. There's Bridge 60 with the DL unit. But this here, which is commuter parking for the bus terminal, is where the general public will be parking and entering Steamtown's property. Now this parking lot can't handle a whole lot of cars, so I'd probably anticipate, unless you're here really, really early, that you're not going to have a spot here. But this is where you will be entering Steamtown's property through a gate up here. And I see big boy 4012 sitting over there. It's going to have some company pretty soon. So once you do arrive in this lot, whether you park here, walk here, or arrive by public transportation, this is how you're going to be entering Steamtown's property, through this gate right here. You'll walk straight through, and somewhere over there is going to be 4014, parked next to 4012. There's a couple things to talk about. Number one is that 4014 will be arriving here sometime, I'm guessing, towards the evening of Sunday, June 14th. After it does leave Pittston. It will be making its way here, but Steamtown will be closed on Sunday in preparation of its arrival to get everything set up and ready to go for Monday. Monday, June 15th, is the first day that this will be open to the public, but not the general public. No one can just show up here and enter to see the trains. It's going to be a ticketed event, which has been announced weeks, if not months in advance. And from what I've read so far, as of the making of this video, between Monday and Tuesday, the 15th and 16th, there's over 50,000 tickets that have been sold. The tickets are only $1 a piece, but they're anticipating well over 50,000 people within those 2 days. But 4014 will be here through the remainder of June in preparation of its trip down south to Philly for July 4th. So the first 2 days are going to be the most hectic, the most craziest, the most busiest. But if you do want to come see it here anytime after the 15th or 16th, you can, but you still must reserve a ticket. I think you just go to Steamtown's website, purchase it there. Again, it's only $1 a ticket. And a ticket gives you a 2-hour window with a designated time slot. Obviously, they don't want 50,000 people here at any given time, even 20,000 people at any given time. So you're going to have designated time slots to spend 2 hours on property to get your pictures, get your footage, do whatever you want to do. And that way they could keep, the crowd moving, so to speak. I personally did not get a ticket. I won't be going on property. I just know I would be stressed out with that many people. Not only is there going to be a ton of rail fans, there's going to be a ton of people that don't typically like trains or follow trains, but since this is like a big trending event, special rare occasion, everyone and their friends, cousins are going to be coming out here to see it in person. Parked next to another big boy. This is going to be the only location on this entire tour, coast to coast, where two big boys are going to be parked right next to each other. I do see an Alco unit, two of them actually, powered up. Headlights are on. I see a conductor walking along the tracks. we may get a little bonus alco action here. Last time I was here too, a few weeks ago, I was riding my bike through here, just taking a stroll through, and they did do some prep work in anticipation of the crowd. They put a new concrete deck on the old coal dock, which is the ramp going up to the mall. They have some new concrete over by the gates over there, and some other things that they are working on as far as cleaning it up, making sure there's everything that is needed to handle the amount of people that are expected to be here. Now, speaking of freight trains, Delaware-Lackawanna does operate out of this facility here. They do use this as a yard, and they pretty much depart here daily in the morning, going to their different businesses and industries, whether it's going up towards Gouldsboro or on the Carbondale line here. They do operate out of here daily, and they will be operating throughout the state of Big Boy 4014. And Delaware-Lackawanna themselves actually put out a press release stating that this is going to be an active freight site for their operations. Their operations are not being put on hold while people are here visiting the Big Boy. These are going to be active tracks. Also, not to trespass on their tracks because, well, it is private property and they don't want to have anyone getting hurt or any other issues when they are here visiting Steamtown. So just keep in mind, if you are here for the Big Boy, very good likelihood you will see some alco action, but just keep in mind, they don't want you on their tracks. Just be respectful. It is an active railroad. Oh, what timing. We have a train arriving right here, coming off the Carbondale line. It's crossing Lackawanna Avenue, and I believe it's gonna come up right here on this track right next to us. It is crossing right now as we speak. I think it's being pushed backwards. I'm like, I hear the squealing of wheels on tracks. Why don't I hear a horn or an engine? Oh, it's being pushed backwards. Like I said, active freight area. They can run at any given time, any particular track, can see a train. So even in the parking lot here, you don't want to be on those tracks. You just never know when a train's coming. Even like this, it was silent almost. Couldn't even hear it coming, except I knew what I was listening for. And there's the power units. Those smoky Alcos. Got 3602, and what's behind it? Oh, hear that turbo. 3642. Oh, look at, oh, here's their new unit, 1776. They just painted this. It's my first time seeing this in person. Wow, what a gorgeous unit. Spirit of freedom. I saw pictures and video of people that saw this already after it debuted just a few short days ago. Wow, that is a gorgeous locomotive. 1776. Commemoration of America's 250th anniversary. That's what you call being at the right place at a very lucky time. I had no anticipation that was coming through. Now, if it happens to come up here on this track in front of us, we'll hang out here and see if we can catch it one more time. But at the very least, that was an awesome but very lucky catch. One thing you have to say about trains, it definitely brings people together. Whether you like steam trains or diesels, freight or passenger, it doesn't really matter, but trains always get people's attention. That gentleman over there has his phone out. I saw him taking pictures. That car just pulled up as they arrived too. They might be doing a chase. They have a camera in the car as well. And of course, I'm here, just spare of the moment. Happened to have worked out in my favor, but I always enjoy seeing people coming out and getting video or footage and even just standing there looking at it in awe, especially little kids. Because I remember that feeling myself as a little kid. I'm actually standing on the pole here, get a nice clear shot. It is slowly approaching. I think 1776 is gonna pass right in front of us. And lighting conditions are prime. It's overcast, a little bit of sun behind us. If it reaches us, we should get a great shot of it. I didn't think they were moving. Let's get back to our spot. It's a beaut, Clark, it's a beaut. Oh, what a gorgeous locomotive. I don't know the specifics of 1776. I do know it's an older unit, as is most of their equipment, but it looks brand new. It's amazing what a paint job can do. And it looks just as good as Reading and Northern's 1776, which was also done in commemoration of America's 250th anniversary. So it's so great seeing all the different railroad companies doing their own personal spin on things. Also, Reading Northern has a caboose that my friend Jamie Macon helped design, that her submission was picked, and they did paint it with her design idea. And also Steamtown has a caboose on property as well. That's painted as well. You know what? Let's go over and check out the big boy. Oh, here we are, Steamtown's property. Completely different view. Oh, look at the 250th emblem up there with the eagle. There's just something about hearing 4 Alco units raising their RPMs. It's like music to your ears. And they certainly put on a smoke show. If you didn't know any better, you'd think there's a steam locomotive operating nearby. Now for the reason that this place is going to become one of the busiest places in the state, definitely in the city of Scranton, because of one of the world's largest locomotives on static display here, but an operating one visiting, being parked right next to it. And I was fortunate enough to witness this locomotive being moved last year when they brought it from the outside track over there and brought it onto the turntable, uncoupled the tender, and brought it out here to its new home. It was a sight unlike I've ever seen. It's quite the operation. If you've never seen one in person, you can't really truly appreciate the size until you see someone standing next to it. Me being 5'11", it is remarkable how big it is. The wheels themselves are taller than me. To say this is a beast of a locomotive is an understatement. And the fact that there's gonna be 2 of them here, like I said, you're not gonna see it anywhere else but right here at Steamtown. And 4012 is also open for cab tours. I actually toured the inside of it years ago when it was parked in the other location. I have a video of that, but pretty awesome. You can go inside, see how spacious it is, see all the knobs and levers and gauges. And although this will never run again, at least it's being preserved cosmetically. And there is Reading T1 2124, which is also a very impressive locomotive itself. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of different railroads are commemorating 1776. And here's a Lehigh Valley caboose. Red, white, and blue. This one was parked here, I think, a couple months ago. Maybe more recent than that. I did see it last month, though, when I rode my e-bike through. And it looks pretty good. I like all the stars over here. Former Lehigh Valley Railroad. We've covered plenty of different sections of the old Lehigh Valley. And this would have operated on those lines. Especially a kitchen, sleeping quarters, and office on rails. And the lookout cupola would be for the conductor looking ahead of the train around the bends for those overheated journal boxes. They start smoking, they got to stop the train, oil it up, or else leads to a fire and non-delivery of their freight. It's pretty lightweight, only 44,000 pounds. It is a hot, humid one here today, dodged some rain off and on. There's more storms coming later. But I would call this a fantastic day of not only talking about the anticipating arrival of the big boy, but seeing some train action, both Norfolk Southern and Delaware Lackawanna. For me, the highlight is definitely seeing the newly released 1776. I think it came out, it was unveiled just last week. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's a sharp looking locomotive, great paint job. And I didn't know when I was gonna see it in action. Just happened to be here. It was on the end of the train coming in. And you heard my surprise. I'm like, whoa, look it's the new locomotive. So hopefully I was able to answer a lot of your questions that you may have about what you can expect for the arrival of Big Boy, not only to the Reading and Northern Yard, but also here at Steamtown. And of course, anything that I did share is subject to change. Definitely check your resources prior to any location that you are coming to. Time slots can change, plans can change, so on and so forth. Although I won't be here on property while 4014 is here, I am hoping to at least be at a location that will allow me a vantage point of seeing both locomotives on property here. Fingers crossed it works out. There's no guarantee of that, but I am going to try. But I do have plans for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to catch 4014 in action, not only with myself, but with a few friends who are coming up as well. So should be a really hot, steamy, but fun-filled, action-filled weekend. And whoever comes out, well, just be patient, be understanding. Plans may not go accordingly. You're going to have to deal with a lot of people. The city of Scranton alone, like I said, it's going to be overwhelming, the amount of people that are coming here just for this. So it's a monumental, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'm happy to partake in and to be able to share with all of you. When that video does come out, which I don't know when it's going to be, it is going to be a conglomeration of all 3 days of action. So I'm not going to be putting out a chase video. It's kind of impractical to chase it. And I will be putting out a video for each location. I'm going to be filming over those 3 days, and all 3 days will be put into one video. And once it's released and ready to go, you'll see my take on Union Pacific's Big Boy 4014. First visit here on the East Coast in Scranton. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.